to BBTV. I'm your host, Jeff White. And in today's episode, I wanted to talk to you guys about post-treatment actions. And what I mean by that is I've received emails from some viewers that are like, the pest control company just treated my home. Can I vacuum the couch? Can I mop the floor? And they want to know what they can and can't do, because the last thing they want to do is, say, deactivate or make some of the pesticides that the pest control company applied ineffective. And so I'm going to talk to you quickly about some of those topics and just give you my idea on what you can and shouldn't be doing after the pest control company treats. And in actuality, this is actually going to be a very short episode, because what the truth of this situation is that I really can't answer the question for you, because I don't know what the pest control company did in your home. And even if you did provide me with the pesticides they used, it's tough for me to say because I don't know where they were applied or exactly how they were applied. And so the biggest recommendation I have is that you really need to contact the pest control company that performed the treatment, and they can provide you more information on what you should or shouldn't do after they treat it. Now, in general terms, will vacuuming probably have a lot of effect on what they did in the home? Probably not. If you were going to vacuum underneath a baseboard, which doesn't really make any sense to vacuum there in the first place, could you remove some dust the pest control company applied? Possibly. But if you're going to vacuum, your carpet and your home just like you normally would any other week, is that going to affect the treatment that was done in your home? Probably not, but I can't say that definitively because I don't know what the pest control company did. In terms of mopping, if you're going to mop the general floor, that's probably not going to affect, any pesticides that were applied. As you get closer to the walls, a traditional treatment for bed bugs, or any bug for that matter, is that a lot of pest control companies apply a liquid pesticide on the baseboards in the house. So if you were going to mop right next to the baseboards, could that affect some pesticide that was applied? Possibly. But again, this all comes back to you really need to talk to your pest control company and ask them what they did and what you should and shouldn't do in regards to, after they treated, can you mop, can you vacuum? And that's really what this whole episode comes down to. It's just a very difficult question for me to answer because I don't know what they did. In terms of laundering and stuff like that, obviously laundering, whether it be, clothes or personal belongings, that shouldn't play much of an effect on what the pest control company did. So if you wanted to continue to work through your items in terms of laundering, you definitely could look to do that. If you laundered some items and then you pack them in bags according to some of the preparations that the pest control company did, now there's an area you might want to think about. Because if you laundered stuff before they came in, you put it in bags, as per their recommendations, they come in, they treat your home, and say they don't eliminate the infestation in one treatment, which is pretty typical. If you started taking those items out of bags, they could become reinfested with bugs. Now, there's two ways to look at this. One, living out of plastic bags is not very much fun. And so that's a difficult, thing to address, because I don't want to tell somebody you have to live out of a bag for the entire time that it takes to eliminate your bed bug infestation. But it's something worth considering. The bottom line is remember, if you're going to take these items out of the bags and say put them back in the closet where they came from, closets shouldn't typically have problems. And if you didn't notice a problem, or the pest control company didn't notice a problem in that closet, putting the items back in the closet, they shouldn't become reinfested. Just be aware if you do that, and if the company in the second or third treatment all of a sudden notices bugs in the closet, you may need to empty those items back out and launder them again. So I don't want to tell you to go ahead and empty those bags and then something happens and you have to launder them again. But in most situations, putting the stuff back in the closets and dressers, shouldn't have much of an effect on those items. But again, it's all about calling the pest control company that did the treatment. That's the most important thing. And that's really the big information with this episode. Alright everybody, so if you have any questions about post-treatment actions, remember, you really should contact your pest control company. But if you do have questions, you can always email me, jeff.white@bedbugcentral.com, and I hope to see everybody soon enough.